Hey guys, how are you? We are here in the courtyard of connscameras on an incredibly blue, sunshiny day. So this is Sam from Sony. So Sam, thanks very much for bringing the weather with you.
It's a pleasure to be here. It's a rare treat to be in Dublin with the sun shining in such a way that with my nice shiny head I risk getting a bit of a red head.
Yeah, it sure is. And tell us, we've got the new Sony A9, so we can zoom in on that. There we go. So it's an incredible piece of kit. So the first thing that struck me was I'm still a little bit shocked by how fast it is. It's ridiculously fast. It's 20 frames per second, so that's almost video. It's insane.
Absolutely. And the weird thing is, it throws a lot of people, it's 20 frames per second and you can shoot completely silently.
Yeah.
It's a real powerhouse. I can hold down the shutter button now. And
yeah, can you give us a bit of that click, click, click action?
I'm going to have to actually turn audio signals on if you want to be able to tell that I'm shooting shots, because I've just fired off nearly 100 shots whilst I've been talking.
So do you want to turn it on there and while we're talking about it? So a couple other notable features about the device as well is that one is if you're shooting photography, that you can actually tether the device to your laptop. Another feature that I really like is the fact that if you are low... Camillo, how are you, man? So... Camillo, this is the A9 that I mentioned to you a few minutes ago. So yeah, it's a really sweet bit of kit. Hey Rob, how are you, man? So basically, yeah, if we're running low on battery, we can use a USB charger, like a little, what do you call this little?
Emergency power pack.
Emergency power pack, yeah, like a little dongle thing. And you can charge it. So that's a really nice little feature. So let's have a little listen to this.
Oh, we'll make a big difference.
So we're demonstrating. It's like a machine gun. It's ridiculous.
So I'm going to change it. We've got a new dial on the top here, which allows us to switch directly to continuous shooting. And if you get the microphone nice and close,
so it's pretty insane. So when you're taking photographs of this device for the first time, it's actually it's a little bit disconcerting because it's so fast. So Camillo, you're a film man. You absolutely love this device. I don't know if you've heard about it before, if you've got any questions. When is it coming out in South America? Camillo is is joining us from Medellin in Colombia.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's due for global launch in June. Regionally, the stock will ship around about the start of June.
Okay, so tell us a few other features as well. It's one of the things that strikes me is that it's quite small and compact, because I'm coming over from using quite large Canon cameras. And on that note, I found the menus to be quite intuitive, that it only took me a few seconds really to get used to it.
Yeah, it is true to say it's very, very compact, but we've absolutely filled it with dials so you can quickly change your settings, your options, and also a touchscreen which helps with your focusing.
So that's a new direction for the A7s.
For the A7s, yeah, this is the first E-mount camera with a touchscreen. Well, at least the first full frame camera E-mount with a touchscreen. In addition to the touchscreen, everything gets a boost. So the focusing system, you mentioned the fact that we shoot incredibly quickly at 20 frames per second at full 24 megapixel resolution. We're not cheating in any way. But in addition to that, we've got 693 phase autofocus points. 693 phase autofocus points is more than anything we've ever put in a camera before. So if you're tracking a moving object, we have a real density of focus points to really make sure we keep the image sharp. And unlike anything else that we've ever produced before, our phase autofocus checks the focus 60 times every second. Because there's no physical shutter shooting when we're shooting 20 frames per second, we can continuously autofocus, and at exactly the same speed, 60 times every second, we can change the exposure settings as well. And today, I think you found this when we were shooting outside, it's harsh conditions.
Yeah, it's very bright, so it's right in the middle of the day. Like, you can even see us right now, and it's not as bad as it was. It was super harsh. But if you're taking shots, that you can actually really bring people into focus, and you can still get people to pop. It's like as if they're almost floating in front of the light, because obviously normally if you're shooting in very harsh bright conditions, the autofocus and some devices can struggle. But no, this it kept up really well. There's also a really nice feature that if you want to, what's the term for it? That say you're shooting at a wedding, for argument's sake, and you can have like a number of people programmed in so that you can automatically detect their faces.
We're talking about face registration. So we've built face detection into our cameras for a while, and one of the features we introduced a couple of years ago is face registration. Face registration means that you can tell the camera who everybody is. You can have a league table of who's the most important person in your shot, so that would be normally the bride at a wedding, maybe followed by the groom, or in some cases the mother of the bride if you don't want to get in trouble. But you set your 8 most important faces in level of importance, and the camera will recognize them in a crowd and set the exposure and focusing settings based on that one particular face. And that's been enhanced by the resolution of the recognition, the number of phase autofocus points, and also we've improved I think you saw it earlier, the eye focusing, where it jumped the focus to the
Yeah,
near
so
side.
we're on a very busy street here in Dublin, and it's incredible. Basically, once you lock on to the individual that you want to take photographs of, no matter what they're doing, it's pretty much fixed on that person.
Yeah, and today we've been talking about how bright it is here in Dublin. One thing that you really need to be able to use in really bright conditions, we've put a really nice bright LCD screen on this camera, but the viewfinder has to be up to the job. And this is the first time that we've put a quad VGA viewfinder into the camera, and it really does make a difference, especially on days like today. You are seeing through this piece of kit. It has to be up to the job, and this is beyond the level we've ever had before. I mean, how did you find it when shooting outside?
I found it really useful as well. One of the things that I really liked about it was the fact that I'm so used to having to look at my screen to adjust settings, and actually a well-known person from a well-known different camera brand is always given out to me for not looking through my viewfinder. I really liked the fact that I could look through the viewfinder and I could adjust my shutter speed, I could adjust my aperture. I thought that was a really nice little feature actually.
Yeah, and things like the touchscreen are still usable when shooting the viewfinder. The LCD turns off, but you can then drag your focus points around whilst using the electronic viewfinder. And the other side of that as well is if you're the sort of person that really rams the camera up against your face when you're shooting, you can also deactivate sections of the touchscreen so that you can maybe isolate just the section furthest away from your face in order to still use as a touchscreen. So it's a really intuitive piece of kit.
And tell us a little bit about the video as well. So we've got 4K.
Absolutely.
We've got super slow-mo. We've got, what kind of frame rates options have we got?
Yeah, so with this particular camera, just like you say, we can shoot 4K, but actually we can do a lot more if we want to make our video look more cinematic. So when shooting full 1080p, we can switch into a SQ, or slow and quick mode, on the dial on the top of the camera. It would help if I turn the right dial.
Actually, it's quite nice with those dials too, that there's a little lock on them, so there's no danger of you banging them and knocking your settings off.
And this now, when you're in slow and quick mode, we can vary our frame rate from anything from 1 frame per second for an almost stop motion style effect, all the way up to 120 frames per second continuous shooting. That means that if we want to slow things down, make something look more cinematic, then we can slow our video down 5 times slower than real life. Looks great when you're trying to create that cinematic style effect.
And we've also got 4K, and we've got no crop factor on the 4K either.
So yeah, if you're shooting with, I mean, this is a 70-200, but if it's important to you to shoot wide angle, and we've just introduced, by the way, a fantastic new 12 to 24mm lens. So wide angle with an A9 is going to be on a level we've never been able to have before when we introduce our new lenses. We can shoot using full frame and really make sure that we deliver a wide angle experience, again, for landscapes or really cinematic sort of scenes.
Nice. So it's a really, really nice compact little device. So when is it going to be available in the stores in Ireland and the UK?
So it's available to pre-order now, and we hope to ship stock. If you get your pre-order now, we might even be able to squeeze a bit of stock out during this month. But in general release, you'll see stock in stores in June.
And actually, point worth noting as well that the battery has been upgraded as well. So
yeah, I mean, people are very good at telling us what we need to do to improve our cameras. And if you read the review of our cameras, we always get touchscreens always mentioned, and we've addressed that. People always talk about our menu systems, and the A9 has got a new customizable menu where you can drop your favorite menu options in there and make your own menu system. But in addition to that, we have a new Z series battery, and independently tested by SEPA, not Sony. We're quoting this as being double the battery life of what we've had previously. And it means I can go out on a day like today and demonstrate the camera to lots of customers, and we can be fairly confident at the end of the day we're still going to have juice to play with when we go out for a meal in the evening. It's really different. And of course we do an optional grip as well, which will take you from 1 battery to 2 batteries and an extra set of controls. So really, really great for pro users.
But again, that little ability to use and I've forgotten the word for it again, but those little kind of USB things you can charge up. So basically you can charge this device. So it's a really nice option to have as well. So have we got, where are we going, viewers? Okay, great. All right, awesome. Well, Sam, look, thanks very much for sharing the device with us today. And definitely, guys, check it out. Will you be on tour as well? Possible to check out the device or call into your local camera store?
Yeah, I've not seen home in a little while because I've been taking this around the UK and Ireland and getting people to try it out. We've been to a few skate parks. I think you saw some of the pictures.
Yeah,
from
it looks
skate
really
parks
great.
Earlier. It's one of those cameras where you shoot 20 frames per second, and incredibly, every one of them can be perfectly sharp, perfectly exposed. I will be out and about playing
Definitely
this camera
check it out.
wherever possible.
Okay, so we're here at Cons today. Actually, we're going to be here until 6 o'clock.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
if you're around Dublin, definitely come and check it out. And other than that, there's going to be stock available. I guess the guys will have probably demo and rental kit from the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, absolutely.
So stay tuned for updates. Thanks for tuning in and see you soon, guys.